Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Don't Panic. We are doing our summer show, so of course we have our nice view. I spent such a long time trying to find the perfect view and in the most perfect, grand hotel, and with a window that you can't even tell is there. And that's our background right there. I hope you like it.
It's awesome.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Beautiful Israel.
Yes.
You know, we spared no expense on this show.
I can smell the ocean.
Oh, okay,
I can
good.
hear the seagulls trying to chomp on my food.
Right.
Yeah.
I tried to kill as many seagulls as I could so it wouldn't interrupt the show.
Okay.
I hate seagulls.
Don't we all?
And the birds at Walmart, worse.
Yeah, there always seems
The
to be like
birds at
one
Walmart.
like flying up inside. Yeah.
Well,
Walmart seagulls are the worst.
Well, the people that you're listening to are our special guest for this episode, and I'm going to have them introduce themselves, who they are, and what they do, starting right here.
Hello, I'm Brandy Marsky, and I am a writer, and I'm also a drag queen here in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
And I'm Alan Dunkel, and I'm a writer and director.
Nice.
All right. What's up, everybody? I'm Bakari Patterson. I'm a filmmaker from Dallas, Texas, and I'm a co-owner of IK Studios.
And this is also your very first show.
Right, my first show. Yeah.
Yeah.
First podcast ever. So.
Excellent. He was a quick fill-in because we were going to have, on Facebook, he is Dumas Patrick, and he...
Why are you looking at me?
I wasn't looking. I was just observing your
I
beautiful
think
face.
Patrick is his first name.
Okay, yeah, and his name is Patrick. He was going to be on the show, and we're going to get to that in a second. There was a little controversy, and that's why I was going to have him on the show. Well, this morning is when I finally checked my Facebook Messenger, and he said that because of work scheduling things, he has a new work schedule, that he was not going to be able to make it on the show, but we could still call him, and he gave me his number. So he is going to call in to still
Be part of our conversation.
Yeah, exactly, and try to clear things up with what happened, which I will fill all of you in, to all of you viewers. And so anyway, I just out of curiosity, what do you think of the fact that he's not here? Is it a legitimate reason?
I think Bakari's a much better guest. That's what.
I mean, I can't argue with that.
Brandy, what were you about to say?
You want me to speak my mind?
Sure.
I think in a way it's a little bullshit in the sense that I think maybe that was, he started thinking about it. Oh my God, I'm going to have to sit there with two queers, and I don't know. It might be a viable. I get it, work all the time. Understand that completely, totally. But I kind of feel like maybe he felt perhaps he was in over his head.
And Bakari, I know you don't know what we're talking about. I'll just give you fill in really quick. Is there was a group that I was asked to join on Facebook, and it was what was it called, Alan? The SGA
Silver Texas
Silver
Screen
Gold
Award.
Screen Award, some kind of networking film group.
Right.
And when I read the rules, it said all events must be attended by you and the opposite sex. And also, if you are married, we recommend that you don't... Oh, actually, I have it right here.
Yeah, I took a screenshot.
And it also says, I don't recommend another opposite sex guest if you are married, but no, spouses should not be a part of this group unless they are to cast or a crew member of Texas Films. It's kind of...
Yeah, first off, the writing is horrible and the language is horrible. Like, I think they could have put a little bit more effort into the way that it was written, because it's not clear. Like, it's just not clear in general.
Yeah. And so he was pretty much saying that if you were married, that he recommends that you don't bring somebody else that's not your spouse. Yeah. And so
that's common sense,
Yeah.
I think it was clear. It was just sort of rambling.
Okay.
But it was clear, and I mean, it clearly in there was saying same sex, or not, opposite sex, and your spouse, all this. It was pretty clear what he wrote. He later came back and corrected it, saying that's not what he meant.
Right. So when I went on there, I questioned it, and I said, okay, now is this the kind of group that this is? It sounds like a very archaic mentality, and it's not a progressive group, so I don't want to be a part of that group. And then other people spoke up, and then he finally reached out and said, hey, no, that's not what I meant. It's not like I was anti-LGBT. It's not like I'm anti-anything. It was just a recommendation. But if you choose not to do that, then you can bring whoever you like. And I was like, well, that doesn't really fix it.
It was bizarre. What he wrote was pretty bizarre, I thought.
So then I asked him to be on the show if he wanted to clarify things, because this is a brand new group. I've never heard of it before, so it's new.
How many members do they have?
I don't know. The last I checked, it was like 100 and something.
Okay. So it's relatively new, like within the last.
He's adding people to a Facebook group.
Okay.
So it's not like
That's
the
all it
people
is.
necessarily, like Israel didn't necessarily join. He was added to the group.
Yeah. And
just like I'm in that Facebook group, I was added to the group, just like a lot of people will add me to Facebook groups.
yeah, so they haven't had any events or any mixers, nothing yet. It's
Okay.
just right now, it's just a Facebook group. But the thing that got people to join is because it says that there's like a film funding group. So people think,
well,
if I
yeah.
join, I might get funding for my film.
And who doesn't want their art funded? You know?
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking
Don't
to
need all
Patrick.
that.
Yeah.
So we will be talking to Patrick. I have his number. We're going to call him in the half of the hour. Because I know you have to leave early. You're a very busy
I got a
businessman.
music video I got to do. So
Yeah.
What kind
I'll
of
get
music
back to
video?
hip hop.
Oh,
Yeah, most of my artists will work with hip hop, but I'm trying to branch out though.
Awesome.
Try to do some more into some
Very
rock,
nice.
pop, all that.
Well, I can't sing, but if you know,
If you
I
know
if
anybody,
a lip
tell 'em.
sync, you know, you can
Out,
totally do a
for
lip
real.
sync video for me.
Do you is a part of talent of being a singer that you have to sing?
Oh, you know what? That's
No.
right. Britney Spears.
Nah, not in
can't
2017. I don't think.
exactly.
Well, rappers
It's
either.
auto-tune.
You don't even have to know how to rap anymore. You look the part. They're like,
can
you
do
got
that.
it.
Is
It's
there
you.
a certain person you have in mind when you say that? Because it seems like you already.
Like all the young thugs and all those mumble rappers, like all those people like that.
Mumble rappers.
Mumble
I like
rapper.
that.
I like
All
that.
them people that do that, it's just.
Now, do they know they're mumblers?
Oh yeah, they know. I mean, it's like a style now. It's like you don't have to like really say stuff anymore. Like,
Well, you just gotta
like every
Making
other word has to be a
millions.
word, but not all of them have to be words.
I'm glad you clarified because I thought you were talking about Jay-Z's latest album.
Oh.
You know what? I'm not even.
I haven't
that big of a
listened
I
to
haven't
it
listened
yet,
to it.
but
I'm
I'm
not
never
ready
was
to
a Jay-Z
listen to
fan
it
like
yet.
that. I mean, he does his thing, but I've never been a big.
Well,
Jay-Z
that's a good
fan.
segue of what I was going to discuss. It was about pop artists and just anyone really like in social media, or not just social media, but like pop culture, when they start coming out with albums where they are really referencing to a lot of personal things in their life. Should they do that? Because like the Tiger Woods, when he had that big announcement and everything, I thought, you know what would be amazing if he just said to all of you media people, screw you. It's our business. And then walked away. I'd have applauded him, but he's like, no, I have to apologize. And all the. How appropriate is it for people, let's say in this case, Jay-Z, just spilling everything about their personal lives?
I think it's art. I mean, that's what art is. Art is, processing whatever internal feelings, shit that's going on in your life, and you put that into your work. That's totally different than Rob Kardashian and Black China posting, their bullshit on social media just, to cause drama.
Right.
Like that there's a difference between art and then just drama on social media for the sake of attention.
And he had to respond to his wife, Israel. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah.
And so
She went out on pretty bad.
The whole Black China thing, when I first heard about it, the first thing I thought of was like, okay, I don't even know who she is. She's a nobody. She thinks she's a name, but she's not. Well, I mean, it's a very
she's
specific.
Rob Kardashian's boss.
And then, so I was watching Good Morning America, and she was on there, and she was talking about who was the guy that shared all this stuff? Kardashian.
Oh, Rob?
Yeah, so he shared all of these private pictures or video or whatever
Yeah.
when they were together as revenge.
It's revenge porn, which is
revenge
illegal
porn.
in California.
Right.
Yeah.
And so then when they were talking to her, she was really hurt, and I was on her side. And then she says, now he wouldn't leave me alone. So to let him know that I had moved on, I sent him a picture of me and my new boyfriend. And I was like, so you're a lying, you know what? Because it's like, no.
But people do that all the time. Gays do that all the time.
Yes.
They're like, oh.
No, I'm not saying they don't. But what I'm saying is you're not over that person if you keep messaging them back.
I give you that.
You're right about that.
But what Rob did is illegal in California,
Yeah,
so
that's-
he's probably in trouble.
Yeah.
Glad it's not illegal in Texas. I mean,
Are there some photos, sir?
a friend of mine told me that he's done it
Asking
before.
for a friend.
I think even
I'm asking
showing
for
the
a friend.
photo would be illegal here in Texas, wouldn't it? Even if it's not for revenge? No.
Right, exactly. Bakari, what do you think of the whole Black China thing? Do you even care?
I mean, no, I don't really, tune in too much to all that drama and everything like that. But I mean, in the situation I look at it, like she won. She's wrong, but it's like she won. Everything that happened to her, she kind of just flipped that back on them.
Do you think it has something to do with her just wanting to stay relevant and being in pop culture?
No, I think that she saw an opportunity from somebody. She's like an opportunist. That's what it was. She saw the opportunity to like kill two birds with one stone. To get the Kardashian brand behind her is a lot of money.
See,
Like, you know,
I
Kim, they came out with the
completely-
emojis. What they sold like made $1 million in like 15 minutes.
What?
Now she has that Kardashian brand and everything all behind her right now.
Wow.
It just boosts everything. It's the wrong way to do it, but I mean, it's how she did it.
But you don't feel sorry for the Kardashians, do you?
For the what? They're super rich. They don't care. I mean,
Nobody does.
She took a couple million. She took pennies from them.
Have you ever?
She's not worried about that.
Have you ever sent out on social media some type of revenge porn?
Nah,
to
I
somebody?
wouldn't even. Nah, that's like some girl stuff. I don't do girl stuff like that.
That's how I feel too.
That's not. Nah.
No.
Can't get down like that. Not in my hood.
You were going to say something when he said he wanted to use the Kardashian brand or
Well,
something?
no, I just, I've written a lot about this because I write for Global Grind, and it's, pop culture entertainment with a social political edge and a social consciousness edge. And so I've written a whole lot, and so I've done a lot of research. And Black China was a brand before she even stepped into the spotlight. Like she, did rap, she was in rap videos. Like she was a brand in and of herself.
So she was already somewhat established.
She was established in the culture that the Kardashians are appropriating.
But she was a Yugo, and now she's like a Ford Focus.
Right. Yeah, this is true. I mean, the Kardashians helped, elevate her, but she was a brand in and of herself without them. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Okay. And Alan, I'm kind of with you. It's like when someone's wanting to make it even bigger, and then an opportunity happens, they're going to be an opportunist to try to get them up there, because now they can badmouth those people that got them there, because now they're somewhat even more established, and now they can start their own thing.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know if it's a good way to handle business.
And then you seen the one, the whole interview with her on there acting all emotional.
I didn't
about
watch.
it.
I didn't
like,
watch
oh my
that,
gosh.
yeah.
Well, you know what? Well, hold
That
on.
was after my
Oscar.
article was due,
Well-
so I was like, I'm not.
Well,
gonna,
let's talk
I'm
about
done.
this video real quick when we come back, because we have to take our first break. I have a feeling this hour is going to go by
It's
so
gonna go by
fast,
so
like it
fast.
always does. We're going to cut to break, and then we're going to come back and talk about this video going on. And I am also going to do a new segment that is called Poker Face.
Oh, God.
That no one knows about. It's a surprise. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is it.
Don't worry about anybody else. Hi, everybody. Are we back? Welcome back to Don't Panic. If you are just now joining us, I am going to have everyone reintroduce themselves and what they do, starting right here.
Hi, Brandy Marsky, drag queen and writer.
Alan Dunkel, writer and director.
Bakari Patterson, filmmaker and director of photography.
Nice. Now, before we cut to break, we were talking about people being opportunists and trying to use other people for their brand so it can elevate them in pop culture. And we were talking specifically about Blac Chyna, and you were saying she was on a video crying or something?
Right. She had I think it was ABC News, I believe.
Yeah, it was like Good Morning America.
Oh, yeah, Good Morning America. That's what it was. So she's on there, and she's just really making it seem she was so violated, so embarrassed by this, even though she spent almost a decade being a stripper in the strip clubs where people can record, they can take photos.
Is that what she was
before?
though?
Yeah, she was, but that's different though, because there's an empowerment. Like I stripped for a couple of months, and there's an empowerment. Like you're going and taking your clothes off.
Right.
It's a difference when you're in the privacy of your own home and you're sending videos or screenshots of you naked to your partner, and then they reveal that. There's a barrier that is personal versus private.
I'm not sure if I disagree. I'm not sure.
I knew. I was waiting. I was like, Israel's gonna be like.
She stripped years ago too. There's
Yeah.
people that do porn 10 years later. They're not trying to do porn anymore.
Right.
Or things you don't really know.
Right. Like,
Well,
look at
I mean,
Kim.
and
She
it's
gets so
not
pissed
cool
off when anybody
for-
references her porn video. It's the same thing. I mean, that's how
What?
she got
Why
famous.
would she get upset? That's what made her
what I'm saying. She
famous.
doesn't get
Yeah.
mad. It's like, Rachel
Yeah,
helped
but if
her
your
whole
mom
family
did that
out.
to you, come on.
Well, I like to quote Missy Elliott when she
like it.
says, "Ain't no shame, ladies, do your thing.
Yeah.
Just make sure you're ahead of the game."
No,
It's true.
Yeah,
Do
it's
whatever you
true.
want, as long as you're ahead of the game. As long as it's not. You're
Please
not,
don't give Israel a rap deal.
I mean, you want to put him on right now, right? You
But
you
what I
just
was
want to
gonna
make a
s-
video.
What I was
of
going
it.
to say is when you're just dating someone and you're texting them, sexting them pictures of yourself, just know that the moment you send it, it's out there now.
Yeah, but
no
you
matter
have,
know
what.
that.
But you have to trust your partner. Like, there's a trust thing there that they're not going to show it.
But what about when you're not partners anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
but they
what?
were partners, though. I know, but I would still trust the person to have my best interest.
See,
Like, I wouldn't be with somebody that was going to be a dick like that.
But you
See-
know what? That's what people turn into.
yeah, see,
And they
for
get
me,
mad and they're
if
like,
I'm in a
"Ah."
relationship with someone and I'm going to send them something that I think, do I want them to have it? Because right now, oh my gosh, I love them, but no.
Yeah, but you don't believe in love.
right? Not anymore.
You don't believe in
But
love.
I don't
so
know
you're the
because,
wrong
like you said, they
person.
change. So I don't.
You're married.
People are constantly
You're
changing. I'm
married
married
as
too.
well. Are you married?
Yeah, I'm married
But you
too.
wouldn't send stuff to your wife? Would you send stuff?
Yeah, but if she
See?
if
It's
she
the
put
same
me
thing.
out there, then I can get mad because I knew that it would probably go out, even if whatever happened.
Would you
know?
sext your wife?
No. I've been to
I like the
divorced
back and
once.
forth thing. I think it's cool.
Like,
So if there was a video or pictures that were out of you because someone got mad at you and they wanted to get revenge, and it was out, like we all saw the link, what would you say? How would you react? How would you handle
I
it?
mean, it would just be like, yeah, I mean, she put me out there, man. She got you, boy. I don't know. It's just out there now. There's nothing you can.
See, that's
Too much
That's
do
how I would
about it.
handle it too.
Well,
Embrace it and just say, you know what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause-
it's true.
there's spouses that record their
Sex
significant
capades,
other
yeah.
without even letting the person know too.
See, but why would you marry that kind of person to begin with?
I don't know. That's disgusting.
Oh,
Hey, there's a movie
Israel's
like
done
that.
it.
There's a movie like that too.
Israel's busted here. Be careful with him.
Oh my gosh, Blac Chyna, Lord have mercy. Oh, anyway, but you were gonna say, so she was on there crying, and you were with her, and then, but then what? Or
Yeah,
what
and
was
then
the-
and then they made a meme, and it was like the same stuff she was saying right next to her stripping in the club, waving at the cameras, doing all the things she was doing, and it's just like, okay.
Well, see, I think that was the same interview where I said that I was kind of on her side, and then she said, but then I messaged him a picture of me and my boyfriend. I was like, no,
In spite, you see
no,
how she
no
did
more,
that?
no more.
That's
I don't
cold
believe her
blooded.
anymore.
That's like he was probably like, look, you know how you turn.
But not only that,
He saw it. He said,
not only that, if there was someone that I wanted nothing to do with and they kept bothering me, the last thing I'm going to do is react to them because that's what they want, a reaction. So you're just like,
Yeah, but he's already crazy.
That
like
took him on a
he's got some
rampage.
he's got some issues.
He's got some
anyway.
problems because they have a
Yeah.
kid together, right?
Yeah.
Don't they? So think when this kid's in there, a teenager, and all this stuff's still out on the internet.
Yeah, and he even said, like, I hope our daughter sees all, like, what a hot mess her
those
mother
people
is.
are. I'm so happy they're parents.
When
They're
the
just
daughter-
so stable.
And they don't want gays to adopt here in Texas.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
when the
God.
daughter actually does see that stuff, Rob's not going to be so proud of that 15
Yeah,
years
exactly.
from now.
Yeah.
So let's just say
he's not thinking.
Right.
But
Well, I don't
still.
think any of them are at the moment. So let's just say now that this is behind
You
her,
know
and
what would
she
have been
won
better?
the court case.
It would have been better. A better way to get her back would have been a sex tape. Then he could have made some money.
Right. And then they would have gotten a reality
Yeah.
show.
You know
on
what?
their
That's,
own.
yeah.
See, that's what
not
he
a
should have
bad-
done. Not
Yeah.
the photos, videos in. It's
That's-
videos.
Rob,
Pay attention.
Call
Right
Bakari.
here. Right
There
there.
it
call
is.
Bakari,
See,
Rob.
Rob. 4K footage. 4K footage.
So let's say Black China finally moves on, and now she says she is ready today. She says, you know what? I'm ready to fall in love. Last week, when we had Chris Sapphire on here, he said, you know what? I'm ready to date. And I said, ooh, that's a red flag for me already when someone says, I'm ready to date.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think when you meet somebody and they say, I am ready to date? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it just depends on the person, really, though. You know.
Let's just say they seem really
Do they
nice, but
mean
they're like,
it,
I'm
or
ready
are
to
they
fall in love.
lonely?
Right.
You gotta know.
See, that was what
I think it can go either way. Like, I feel like sometimes you have to say, okay, you have to be in the mental headspace. I'm ready to date, because it's a mess out there, you know?
Yeah.
So I think you have to be in the mindset, but I think you're right. I think it depends on who is saying that I'm ready to date. Like,
But
are
let's
they
say
like,
it's-
oh, I'm ready to date, or, you know.
But let's say
that is
you
not
don't-
really in right now, though. I don't feel like, though. Not
Yeah.
really.
What, to say that you're ready to date?
Like, people are more so, like, just kind of everybody's doing their own thing.
Yeah,
or
they're like
something
you.
right
They're
now.
just kind of like, it is what it is.
Yeah, because, I mean, I guess there's less to worry about. And people are, like, starting to, like, really enjoy their lives. It's a whole lifestyle kind of thing going on, especially with younger women. I don't know what's going on.
I agree. I think there's a more focus on independence
Yeah.
more than relationships, which I do think is
Yeah.
a really good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm too old. I don't even know what Israel's talking about.
Well, because I know last week Chris said, you know, because he's very busy, super independent,
Yeah.
very successful. He was on Eye Opener Television. He was doing their pop culture segments on TV. It was nationally broadcast. And he said, yeah, you know, I'm wanting to date, and I'm going to let everybody know that I am ready to date. I'm ready to fall in love. And I was like,
Yeah,
then
but that for him, I mean, you know, he's vocalizing it. You know, he's super busy. I mean, you could just look at his credentials and be like,
yeah.
he's not just, you know, saying I want to date because I'm lonely. No, he's really ready. And people who are like busy and are focused on their career need to stop and say, okay, I'm ready to date. Because if not, we can get like all in our work.
And I wouldn't,
you're
I
right about
wouldn't,
that.
Yeah.
but see, I wouldn't want to be like, it's almost like it's an equation. They're like, I need a relationship. It doesn't
think
matter
you're
who it is. It's
thinking
just a
too much.
relationship.
Yeah,
I want someone who's not looking for a relationship at
That
all.
sounds
Not
like
ready.
And it
a
just
call
happens,
for
right?
groupies.
Yeah.
That sounds like.
Right. Yeah, because I want someone who's like, oh, I don't even want to date. And then you go out and they're like, you have changed my mind. Instead of someone already expecting a relationship that it's like,
or hoping for one, trying to create something from nothing.
yeah,
you're
see,
right.
that's where I'm coming
And
from.
I'm
No,
totally
that
not
does happen
arguing.
too.
Yeah.
Am I thinking about it too much?
I think you're thinking about it too much, but I don't disagree with you because that's how Candace and I met. She was a bartender. We were both like, totally, we're not each other's type at all. I didn't want to date a bartender. She didn't want to date a performer. We had stereotypes up the wazoo, and we were just no. And then it just kind of happened. And so I get what you're saying,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I also had to know that I was ready to move on and date. You know, so I think it's kind of like a.
So then if somebody approaches me and says, oh, yeah, I'm ready, you know,
I mean, if
I
they're
shouldn't
in your
stay away.
face, if they're in your face, I'm like Israel,
Right,
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well then
You and Chris should hook up. That's what Brandy's saying.
Chris and I are just girlfriends, you know, because
I would never say that, but I think Brandy's recommended.
I might have
Yeah, well then you know what? Then I won't stay with those people. I'll hear them out
for a moment.
and then
Feel
go.
their vibe, feel their energy before you just completely.
Yeah. So now should you wait and not? I mean, is it okay to consider it a fling first, like? And be okay being so free and open, like, hey, it doesn't really mean anything. We're friends with benefits for a while. Is that okay to do?
That's what I tried doing, and she wasn't having it because
Oh.
she's old-fashioned. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I think that I don't know. I haven't been in a dating game in a long time. You know.
How long
My
have you been
wife-
married?
I've been married.
Wait.
for-
Being married has nothing to do with if you still can't date.
What? I mean, I can go on
Well, it
dates.
depends
with
on
my
what
wife.
kind
I
of-
go
it
on dates
depends
with
on
my
the-
wife. Yeah, we'll go on dates. I mean, it's about all the dating
I
I,
like the
do.
way-
That's all the dating
I like
do.
that. I like that. Touche.
But I think that really as because I'm only 24, like being with part of the younger generation, everything like that, I feel like
I'm
a lot
only
of people are
26.
starting to be
I was gonna say something.
More so about like getting themselves together because we're all people constantly growing, right, at different rates, different times, different speed. So that person could be that person for you, but you're just not ready, and then it's really messed up. It's like, damn, God has given me this blessing, I'm not even ready for the shit. What am I gonna do with it? You mess it up, it's like, oh shit, It can be like that, So that's why a lot of people now are starting to just focus on developing themselves, staying to themselves, kind of getting themselves to where they need to be. Like you said, like the rich person being ready, like, all right, now I got a couple $1 in the bank.
Yeah.
Got some spare time. Let's have a couple kids and do that.
I think Bakari's saying finish your feature. Finish editing your feature.
Get on Netflix.
Yeah.
There you go.
Then get on the market.
Get on the market.
Exactly.
Then you have something to brag about.
That's good advice.
Like, hey, that's the icebreaker right there. You let them know you're a filmmaker. I'm Netflix. Look at that.
So Alan,
He's
even
almost got his feature.
That's hot right there. She see that?
Almost.
Hey, she already. You got the number right there. Right?
how long have you been married? Just FYI.
I've only been married for maybe. Probably only 4 or 5 months, actually.
Oh, wow. So you're the newlywed.
And I got a newborn too, so it was all like.
Wow.
So it's a lot of going on in my life.
Oh my gosh.
And then we just got the studio, so I got a whole other thing.
So how does all that work?
Man, it is a lot of pressure, but I try to make it happen. I gotta make it happen.
You're making it happen.
Yeah.
So,
Dang.
Alan, what about you? How long have you been married?
We're still newlyweds. It's 13.6 years, I think, or something.
Nice.
Almost 14 years.
Nice, very cool. So, are you saying that you just have no clue about anything dating wise? Do y'all still go have dates? He says they go.
Yeah, we go out.
Man,
Yeah, so you have date
gotta
nights.
have dates.
Yeah.
Hey, it's serious. When you get
Yeah.
married, man, it is over. You gotta get ready. Because you gotta keep her happy. If you don't keep her happy, I'm telling you, your household, it'll be terrible. You don't want to go back. It don't be good at all. You gotta keep her happy.
advice.
For real. Got to. Wine.
Best advice of the
Invest
show.
in lots of wine.
Now, I don't know if you would know this or not because Alan looks super white, but his wife is a black woman.
You down with?
It still works
Okay.
exactly the same.
Okay. Oh man,
Still gotta
so
keep your wife happy.
Oh,
He
so-
knows, so he can.
No difference, Israel.
Not that I would
yeah,
assume
that's
that you
real.
are married to a black woman.
No, I am married to a black woman.
Oh, okay.
He
very
was
cool.
he
So
was
am I.
assuming that.
Guys, I let the time run out.
too?
We have.
Yeah, but
Oh,
I'm.
we on there.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, all
I'm
three
married
of
to a
you.
black
Y'all
woman.
down
I
with the
feel so-
melanin is going on.
I feel
Israel's the only one
No,
not with
but
it
you
here.
are
You
a
ain't-
black woman
Trapped in a
So-
Latino man's body.
There you go.
Exactly. Guys, we have to cut to break, and I think we have to say goodbye to you,
No.
right?
Okay, yeah, I gotta slide out. Maybe I'll come back another time.
Yes,
This
you
is a
need
dope
to.
show. Y'all
Yes.
stay tuned in,
So
though,
we'll
for
be
real.
right back, guys, and we are going to try to get a hold of Patrick DeMoss and talk about this controversy. We'll be right back.
Dun, dun.
You're gonna miss it, man.
I know.
Candace did what? And you're pissed off at her?
No.
My gosh, I'm sorry.
I dare you to say that on the air.
Babe, don't listen. You know.
We're just messing with her.
See.
Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Bakari was on the show, and now he had to leave, unfortunately, because he's going to shoot a music video. He's a very busy businessman.
Unlike Israel and I,
Exactly.
who are always here.
we are. So guys, now we are going to start talking about this controversy that happened, and Patrick DeMoss gave me his number because he was not able to make it on the show. So I am going to call him. Do you think he's going to answer?
Well, I was going to say no, but if he did message you and ask you what number you were calling from, then yes, I'm going to say he's going to pick up the phone.
Okay, Alan?
No.
$5.
No?
I don't have cash, but
Wait,
right.
you don't have the
There
money?
you go. I don't have a credit card.
So guys, you know, he did say yes to be on the show, and now he's giving me his number.
Patrick, don't pick up. I need that $5.
I really do think he's trying to clarify what he meant. So we'll see.
Let's do it.
We can just ask
I
him,
hope
right?
he does.
Yeah.
I hope he does.
Excellent.
Oh, he's watching?
Oh, good. All right, here we go.
Hi.
So I am calling him right now.
I just won $5.
Not yet. Israel has to be able to successfully use a phone. There's all kinds of things that have to happen.
Waiting on the $5
right?
for that, yeah.
We have to verify that's really Patrick. You got to say hello, Israel.
Hello. Is this Patrick?
Yes, it is.
Hey, Patrick. It's Israel Luna. How are you?
Hey, Israel, pretty good.
Awesome. Thank you so much for giving me your number and agreeing to talk about this on my show. Because I know that just from the communication that you and I have had, it's been very pleasant. You've been very nice. And I really do get the feeling that you just kind of want to clarify what's going on.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, and I appreciate the invite. Sorry that there was misunderstanding in the group. SGA, Texas Silver Glove Award. Basically, you know, I'm a straight guy. I'm married, got kids. When I write, I write from that mentality. It's not intentional to leave out other people of, you know, other sexual preferences or whatever, but so it was intended for, you know, straight married couples, basically, you know, respecting their spouse. And if their spouse wasn't actually involved in the film industry in Texas and they still wanted to go, that if they bring somebody just out of respect to their spouse, you know, they should not choose somebody of the opposite sex.
Gotcha. Can I?
You know, so.
Yeah, let me just interrupt you just for a second. Just for all of the people that are watching, if they just need a little refresher of what's happening, this is a Facebook page that I was invited to join, and when I was reading, I guess in a way, the rules, I took a printout of the original one because you have since changed it, and we will talk about the change that you made. But some of the text was, your guest to attend must be another opposite sex member of SGA only. This isn't a date. It's simply an escort. If married, you have the choice to arrive alone. I don't recommend another opposite sex guest if you are married. But no, ... spouses should not be part of this group unless they are a cast or crew member in Texas films. So that was the part that got my attention. And Patrick, just to let you know, I do have 2 other guests that might chime in for questions. But that was the main part that got my attention because I am a gay man. And I've been in the film industry since 2000, so 17 years. And when I saw that, I thought, well, wait a minute. My dates are always the same sex. Why can't I go to this event? And so, Brandy, did you want to say something?
No, I'm listening
okay.
for now.
So let me know, Patrick, what you were thinking. Like when you initially wrote that, what was on your mind when you were saying that?
Well, what was on my mind, like I said, being a straight man, was the opposite sex, being somebody, you know, that if you're married or And then if you're not married, you know, but again, I'm thinking from a straight male perspective. So,
right.
You know, that's why I went back to change it, because I thought to myself, well, yeah, it is being prejudiced to other people who may be of the LGBT, and I'm not prejudiced to that. I mean, either way, you know, if I show support to it, then the guys out there that are against it, or the women out there that are against that, they'll come down on me. But if I don't support it and I go with the straight side, then the LGBT community comes down on me. So for holding such an event, I have to play neutral either way, whatever my side, you know, whichever way I lean. So just to be fair to everybody, I have to play neutral. And that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to put out there. That just like any restaurant or event you go to, Six Flags, whatever it might be, they're not going to ask you what your sexual preference is when you go in the door.
Right, Patrick. So, our guest Brandy has a question for you.
So my question is I get the neutrality, and I think, you know, that's a smart, when you have a business, I think that's super smart to do. If you are seeking neutrality, then why call out opposite sex? Why call out gender to begin with? If you're just doing an event, then you just host an event. You don't call out and say opposite sex are recommended. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And you know, why I said that, you know, for that, again, I don't know. It was just because I think in a straight mindset, you know, it was wrong, you know, words to use for that. If anyone got offended, I apologize for that. I'm just out to post an event that will help Texas film industry, regardless who you are, that will help you get funded and awarded for your talent. I'm not trying to initiate an event to judge people, only to judge them based on their talents and to award them for that and help fund them. Now, and so trying to bring everybody together rather than, you know, create a stir or a controversy about it.
Yeah. Patrick,
and to do that for Austin, San Antonio, Houston, and DSW.
Yeah. Patrick, you know, I did notice that on one of the posts, someone had asked you what your background was, and you had mentioned that you had a military background, which in a way I can kind of understand that, you know, that military background kind of does filter into this, and it kind of does make a little more sense because you have a certain perspective and mentality of things. Would that be fair to say?
Somewhat.
Like just the mentality, like having a military background, there's a certain mentality to that.
Israel, are you prejudiced against the military?
No.
Right, but at the same time, being military, you know, we had to still, you know, be among a diverse group of people.
Gotcha.
And if you showed any prejudice to other people, you know, then you were come down on about that. You know, I mean, some of my best friends in the military were of all races: Asian, you know, Black, Hispanic. Now, you know, I've had friends who had friends that were gay or lesbian, and I've been around them, and it didn't bother me. You know, so if people think I'm a homophobe, I'm not.
Right.
You know.
Yeah,
so
and
I just wanted to clarify that.
Right, and I don't think you are. I really don't.
Yeah, you seem very genuine to me.
Yeah, and I appreciate the fact that you are acknowledging that you come from, you know, a straight male, white male perspective. So I do appreciate that a whole lot.
Yeah. So now, Patrick, my question to you is, I'm just assuming that you are running this page on your own. You are writing the posts on your own. Is that correct?
Well. Yeah, right.
Okay, because Brandy was talking about this before the show is, you know, I know that sometimes I need help with writing certain posts because there's a certain way of writing them. Would you consider, what were you going to say?
No, go ahead.
Would you consider getting almost like hiring someone or getting someone to help you with all of these posts and just, you know, because like sometimes they're hard to read with the punctuation and everything, you know?
sometimes I admit I kind of rush through things. Don't in my writing. At the same time, I feel like I'm not a bad writer because I've wrote 2 screenplays for 2 feature films I'm working on, and it was initiated by a 30-year indie film festival or indie filmmaker veteran. And when it first went out there, she had informed me that she was inundated with actors and actresses that wanted to be, and she had never seen anything like it in her 30 years of being in the film industry. Yeah. And that was based on the writings that I gave her. So I understand where you're coming from. I'll consider it. I'll take it into consideration. But at this time, right now, I'll just take your notes in regards to being more careful about what I put out there, because I realize I'm trying to reach out to a lot of people.
Right.
And a lot of people in the entertainment industry are going to be LGBTQ. And so I think with that kind of language and not having things written properly in a way that is inclusive to all or neutral in the way that you want is going to be problematic in the long run. And if you're trying to build a brand, then everything you put out there on social media, that you put, an event, anything that you write is going to be representative of that brand. So I get it. I mean, we're all busy, but if you're inviting local filmmakers who have a solid foundation like Israel Luna to this film group, and they're reading something that you haphazardly put together because you were busy, then that's representative of the kind of brand to me. Like I read it as representative of the kind of brand and event that you're going to put on. So that my question is seeing it, not question, but my comment is seeing it all connected in a bigger way.
Right. I mean, because basically, however many people you have in a group or event, that's how many different perspectives you're going to have of whatever's put out there. If you have 100 people in that group, you can have 100 different perspectives, from 0 being negative to 100 being the most positive. I have people that have come into this group that immediately attacked me as soon as they came in, and to some degree I can see now why. But then I have had other people who have been on the 100 scale completely positive and trying to share it as much as possible. So, I mean, if you have 5,000 people in a group, you can have 5,000 different perspectives from 0 to 5,000 in terms of differences of opinion about that one person. And it's very difficult for that one person, to please every single person. You're not going to please every single person.
Right.
Patrick, this is Alan. I just say...
there's going to be people that love it, there's going to be people that hate it, and then there's going to be people in between.
Right.
Patrick, this is Alan. The one thing I would just say is I kind of write stream of consciousness. A lot of times when I post and stuff, and, I'll go back and revise it on Facebook and things like that. And that's kind of what it looked like to me. You kind of wrote stream of consciousness. I had my own questions when I read it. I said, oh, that's, I don't know exactly what he meant, but boy, that sounds terrible. And I can tell now that you're on the phone, you're very genuine. You didn't mean any harm by it. That's my feeling after hearing you on the phone. So, but I would just say be careful about writing stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
If you're running a big group.
Yeah.
That's all I'd say.
And Patrick, and I do appreciate, I want to let everybody know, we have to cut to break, but I do want to let everyone know that you have since changed it on that page. And I really do appreciate you calling into the show.
Yes.
And just take it from someone who started a big event, which was my Rack Focus Film Competition, and now there's a lot of people on it. Just from one person starting a group to another, be really careful about how you word things and what you say, and really have to think it out. But best of luck to you with this group.
Yes, best of luck.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, and this is just an educational moment. It's not an attack. It's just an educational moment. So kudos and much success your way.
Well, thank you so much for calling, Patrick, and I hope you have a good rest of the day, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Patrick.
Israel. Thanks for having me. Appreciate talking to y'all.
All right, have a great weekend.
All right, you too.
All right. So, guys, we are going to go ahead and cut to break, and then when we come back, we are going to start my new segment called Poker Face. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
That's why Bakari left.
I know, right? He was a smart one.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Don't Panic. This has been like a little revolving chair thing. We are going to have Tammy Nash with the Dallas Voice to join us. Tammy, so come on over here and have a seat. So, guys, we just got off the phone with Patrick Dumas. And my biggest advice to him is I wish him the best of luck with his group, but be really careful about what you write, because I know that he has changed a couple of things. And the latest one that was even as current as today, he says, non-Texas resident, this group and event is friendly to all races, nationalities, and sexual gender of lifestyles. There is no controversy to this if you accept that statement, midgets included. And that's an offensive term to little people. So I really do feel that he needs help with writing these posts.
I think as a writer and as somebody who writes for, a online brand that represents, millions and millions of people, I think he really does need somebody to read it and kind of help him get clear on exactly what he's thinking. Because right now it's all over the place, kind of like what you said, Alan, stream of consciousness.
Yeah, it was kind of just a stream of consciousness mess of a thing. And, I will say, when I started reading it, I actually initially didn't even read the whole thing because I saw right at the top it said, no questions, and that actually kind of turned me off, somebody running a group but he seems like a genuine guy now that I actually hear him talk, because I'd never met him in person, didn't know him. So at least he's genuine. He seems like a genuine guy.
Exactly. Go ahead and introduce yourself really quick before we...
Hi, y'all. I'm Tammy Nash. I'm managing editor for Dallas Voice.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what we're talking about.
Well, we'll fill you in.
Oh, you have to proofread that in a professional capacity. Decide if you would hire him.
So all of you are in for a treat, because I am starting a brand new segment.
Oh, Lord. We didn't stall
and Shannon, are you ready for the cue? This is called Poker Face.
And we're boycotting, me and Brandy.
Yeah.
Tammy, are you boycotting as well?
Oh, boy.
All right.
I think Rufus wants to sit here.
Now, this is how this is played. All right, you ready?
Oh, shit.
This is I get to choose a guest. I'm choosing Brandy.
Oh, fuck.
It's easy.
Okay.
It's called Poker Face because we have taken an actual news article, and all you have to do is read it with your poker face, no reaction.
No reaction?
You can pause.
Okay.
And gather yourself.
Shit.
But you have to just read it.
You can't say shit.
And no reaction at all. Just read it with the poker face. And if you can get it all the way through, you win.
Can I be in one of your films if I do this?
Yes.
Oh, fuck yeah.
We can react all we want to.
Okay.
We can react all we want to, but Brandy cannot. Okay?
Okay.
This is Poker Face, everyone. You're just going to read it. Just read it. Just read it, okay?
Where?
You're an actress.
But where's
Death.
my...
Right here.
Okay.
This is what you're going to read. Ready?
The whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I have to read this whole thing?
Yeah, remember,
That's
Poker Face.
very long, Brandy.
Death. Okay.
Japan's adult movie industry is in mourning after reports that a popular actress has died in a tragic workplace accident while shooting a scene for an upcoming film. According to a camera operator who witnessed the incident, the 23-year-old actress, who remains unnamed due to Japanese law requiring her next of kin to be formally notified first, was filming a bukkake scene when the accident occurred. Bukkake is a popular scenario in Japanese porn titles and involves a group of male actors ejaculating typically onto the face of a female actor. Bukkake translates roughly as to Spanish, splash rudely. For this scene, there were around 30 male actors lined up, said the camera operator. The actors were taking turns ejaculating on her as she was on her knees. The director insisted that they direct their semen into her mouth, which is quite normal in these types of scenes. However, it appears that the actress began to choke at some point during the process. They assumed she was simply acting when in reality she was struggling to breathe. As she collapsed, the director was angry at first, telling her that she had ruined the shot, but when it became clear that she couldn't breathe, everyone became shocked. One actor had received medical training and rushed to help. He tried to scoop as much semen off her face and then out of her mouth before starting mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, but it was too late. It's not immediately clear if the tragic death of the 23-year-old actress will lead to a ban on studios shooting bukkake scenes, but analysts do expect tougher regulations and safety measures in the aftermath of the incident. Booyah, bitches!
saw her smiling. I don't know.
Okay, so what is this bukkake? What is this?
Bukkake.
Bukkake. I don't even know what this is.
Good. I'm glad.
It's a.
I don't know what Israel's trying to do to us here, but it's not right.
I had to do it my whole entire
My
life.
favorite part was that she pronounced it differently each time.
Yeah, that's.
Every time she came to that word, it was a whole new pronunciation.
I like bukkake. It sounds
Bukkake?
fancy. It sounds super fancy.
Israel, I'm so gonna get you back. You just wait.
Hey, that deserves a roll.
Right?
Oh
Does
my
that- did I do good? Did I do
yes,
good?
because
Okay.
you almost broke.
I did.
Yeah.
It's
I
because
saw-
and you laughing and the energy, like you can feel like, and Tammy's over there chuckling, and I'm like, I'm reading this, and I have pictures of semen, and she's and I'm like, and I can see Shannon. I'm just trying to focus, and Rufus, Nathan, Shannon over here is like
Yeah, it was
cracking up.
Shannon.
Here's another thing that I was impressed with.
Huh.
You didn't vomit.
Yeah. Well, I was like, don't think. I was like, meditate, meditative state, yoga, veganism. Here you go. Yes.
Well, when someone told me about this article, of course, I immediately looked it up, and I couldn't stop laughing. And I thought, ooh, this would be a fun segment to
Yeah.
see if someone can actually read it without
Is
laughing.
this real though? Is
It's
this a
real.
Is it
event?
really?
Yeah.
Then why is it funny?
It shouldn't be. I'm a terrible person for
Yeah,
I'm a
laughing.
terrible
yeah,
person.
You are terrible.
I'm a terrible
You
person,
are.
too.
Is it really like a real like?
Yeah.
Oh.
But especially when I started reading about the guy trying to save her.
Oh my God.
Sometimes your imagination is just too vivid.
Yes. Yes, Israel. I did it though.
Yes,
I'm
you
gonna expect.
did.
I'm gonna
Yes, you
expect
did.
my diva chair and my script sealed and like everything.
I'm going to be the sentient voice here and say it's not funny.
And we're terrible people, and we're going
a
to
good
hell.
person.
I'm not.
He's a
I was
good
just playing
person.
along. I didn't know the rules. Don't take my feminist card away.
So we're going to do this for every show. I'm going to find another real news article.
Tammy, you totally need to do this the next time.
Oh my
Tammy.
God!
I-
Why don't I ever have you on my show, Tam?
I've only been here once. I mean, once and a half now. One and a
okay.
half, I guess.
Here's,
Well, we're gonna-
you're right. It's not fair. Let Tammy read it.
We need to do that for you. Like this next, like a couple shows from now, I'm
Yeah.
gonna play host, and I'm gonna find something for you to read,
Okay.
and you're gonna have to.
You're on.
Oh, you're on.
You're
you
on.
need like
Watch
the suit jacket and tie. Be the
Yes, and I will be totally poker faced, and I'm not going to react. Oh my God! I'll
You would
try.
totally. You would not be able to be in your own film.
Oh my God. That's why I don't put myself in my movies. I'm not an actor. Guys, we are going to cut to our last break, and then we're going to come back and close out the show. We'll be right back.
Oh my God, that was hilarious. I'm gonna be like, what?
good conversation with him. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Don't Panic. We are going to close out the show. Before I give my little announcements, I'm going to have everybody else plug away, promote themselves.
Hi, I'm Brandy Amar Sky, and I'm totally motivated that mortified that Israel made me do that. I'm still in shock. I'm a writer for the Dallas Voice and Global Grind Cassius Live. You can also find me at brandyamarSky.com, and I'm starting a new podcast called Defy. You can listen to the first premiere trailer episode on SoundCloud and defypodcast.com.
Yeah. Alan.
Alan Dunkel. I'm a writer-director, and I do have one of my films screening the 28th of this month. It's at Three Fellows Barbecue in Garland at 8 p.m.
Which film?
Kumar and Jen Go to Dinner, and it's for the Screening Room DFW. So there's also another film. I'm spacing on the name of the other film, but there's another good film shown, and it's just a group of people that screen films monthly.
Nice. Cool. Excellent. Tammy?
Hi. I'm Tammy Nash. I am the managing editor for Dallas Voice for DVTV in Space, which comes on right after this show on this same bat station.
Yep.
And that's about it.
Awesome. Guys, we have 3 big events going on this weekend. Starting this evening at 7 o'clock, it is going to be Rock Spayse 9, which is going to be rock band being played. It's through Shannon Houck, a.k.a. Rufus, a.k.a. Nathan. And we are setting up our event room, projecting it really large. We're going to have pizza, and it's a BYOD, bring your own drink. And it's going to be $5. That's it. Tomorrow, we have our next industry mixer through Fuse Industry Mixer, and the theme is luau. That's going to be $10, but guess what? We are going to feed you. It is open bar and a pool party. It's going to be amazing. And then on Sunday, we are turning our event room into a fancy little brunch cafe. Excuse me, it's called the High Society Sunday Brunch, and it's $20, and it's going to be the food presentation and drink presentation, all live by these really awesome caterers. It's going to be here at Spayse Studios Sunday at 11, from 11 to 1. So that's it. And thank you so much. This was such a fun show. Brandy, thank you for being such a sport.
You're welcome.
You did really well.
You were impressive,
You did
Brandy.
really
Thank
well.
you.
I was proud.
And I want to
Audition
thank
for your film. That was auditions for both of y'all.
Exactly. And I want to thank all of my guests for being on this show. Thank you for watching, and have a great weekend. Till next time. Bye.
Bye, y'all.